Thank you for this opportunity. I am Harvinder from CIIL University Mathura, and today my talk will be on Sunam language social linguistic preview. So this study is it's a part of a current ongoing research which aims to develop a substantial corpus of oral literature in Sunam village in Kinnaur. So basically, I am collecting in oral literature. I am collecting proverbs, folk tales, songs, and life histories and personal narratives, working with the elders in the community. And the collected corpus, which is substantial by now, it will be used to prepare basic grammar. I would say it will be used for other linguistic description. And the text, songs and other tales and life histories will also be translated into Hindi and English for use by the locals and other researchers equally. So far I have collected a substantial corpus on oral literature, and in linguistics I have prepared social linguistic profile of the community, so which is what I am going to discuss today. And the study today that I am going to present, it's on various facets of language from a social linguistic perspective, and I highlight language use pattern in the community, and also touch upon issues like language endangerment and vitality. So talking about Sunam language, basically not Sunam language is a Tibeto-Burman language, and it is spoken in Sunam village of district Kinnaur in Himachal Pradesh. So if you go by ethnologue, it has listed the language as threatened, which is something I will talk towards the end of this presentation. And this is the map of Kinnaur in north part of India, and in this one the red tag shows the location of Kinnaur, the Sunam village in Kinnaur, and the neighboring states or language areas are Uttarkashi towards the east, and then Pahadi towards the north, and other Kinnauri varieties surrounding to its west and south sides. So talking about research so far on Sunam. It's an undocumented, undescribed language, and sporadically it has been mentioned here and there in comparative text when talking about Western Himalayan languages. It finds some very passing remarks, passing comments. Earliest researchers like Girard and Cunningham and Bailey, in their studies, they referred to this language as a Thabor language. So by that time they did not use the term Sunam to describe the language. So Jesh has linked Sunam with the Bunan language of the neighboring Lahore Valley. And then Gibson in his study also did not subscribe to Sunam as a separate language. In fact, he considered it as a sub-variety of Yamskad, which is also called Boti Kinnauri, spoken in upper Kinnaur area. So in latest research, linguists like Shafir and Benedict and Bradley and Saxena, they all have mentioned Sunam as a Thabor language. You can say a part of a Thabor language which is spoken in Shamchu and Jangrami Valley in Upper Kinnaur. They did not again talk about Sunam as a separate language in their classifications. Recently, Widmer, in his doctoral research while working on Bunan, he has linked Sunam and Rongpo and Bunan as one of the languages that comes under Eastern West Himalayan languages. So owing to the limited material and limited research, Bradley and Whitmer has proposed this classification of Shunnam language, and they have put this under Eastern Western Knowledge languages together with the Bunan and Dongpo languages of Lahore Valley and neighboring Uttarakhand state respectively. So, talking about the socio-linguistic context of Kinnaur, Shunnam, they themselves call Sunampa. People are called Shunnampa, and their language is called Shunnampa Kad, which is language of Shunnam. And their population based on census 2011 is 670, and out of this 670, 390 are the non-caste people and 280 is the caste population. And this variety is spoken by the non-caste population, which is you can say the upper caste population. So 390 is this language is spoken among the 390 upper caste population in the Shunnam village. So talking about the language situation, Shunnam is surrounded by Shamchu language, which is spoken in the same village, Shunnam village, by the same caste population, and Shamchu is also spoken in the neighboring villages surrounding Shunnam village, Rushkulam, Taling and Shasho. So these all villages speak a variety called Shamchu. And then Kinnauri in Shunnam village is spoken by the non-Shunnam women who have come to Shunnam by way of marrying men from the Shunnam village. By way of marriages who initially non-Shunnam speakers, they Kinnauri varieties or other varieties of Kinnaur. And in the village, these are the languages that are spoken by non-natives or say laborers who come there and work and they live there for long durations. And while in village, when for the communication caste and the lower caste, a mix of Shamchu and Shunnam is used. So this is the entire linguistic situation in the village. So talking about the present study, so this is based on interviews and observations and informal discussions with the population there, which I did in October 19 and March 21. So for this study, I have included 80 participants. The questionnaire was shared with around 150, but then I received only 80 responses, so that I analyzed for this study. So the group was I divided this group into four age groups. And then I suppose this should be a valid sample because there are equal number of male, female, and then in equal distribution age group wise and education and occupation wise. So the observations made out of these interviews and my discussions were basically to find out their ethnic identity, what they feel about their ethnic identity, and what is their language attitude, and the domains in which the language is used. So their responses were graded into 1 to 5 scale, which started from strongly disagree to strongly agree. So there were questions on their knowledge of their history and their language attitude. So which were as you can see on the screen, the variables that I chose to find out the ethnic attitude of the population was graded at the scale of 1 to 5, and then their main score was 4.5. And I found out that they have a great sense of their ethnic identity, and then even with non-Shunnam population, they prefer to practice their own customs even if they are outside their demography. And especially among the say middle age or the elders, they are aware of their history, whatever little history is available in terms of oral literature in and through word of mouth. So they are aware, and then they ensure that this is shared with the coming generations, the younger generations. So about the language attitude, also have a more or less positive attitude towards their language. So they have a more or less very strong attitude about their language, and the new generation shows willingness to learn about the language and the culture in totality. And talking about the language competence, this is a summarized presentation of what I have found. Most fluent speakers, say monolinguals, are above 50, and then within the age group of 36 to 50, although speakers are fluent in Shunnam, they are also using increasingly more and more Hindi in most domains. So, and then between the age group of 19 to 35, who are mostly, the young parental age group, they are, now you can say semi-fluent fluent speakers, because they are now going out for their employment or business, or say they are sending their children to schools, then they are staying outside with them to take care of them. So they have grown passive use, they use the language passively, not active with their children at home. So, and then grandparents, when they talk to the grandchildren, they although use Shunnam, but then they are compelled to mix it with Hindi, because their understanding is that children will not be able to understand Shunnam variety. So they have to use Hindi in between, switch between Hindi and Shunnam, so that they communicate with their grandchildren. And because of reasons like education and marriage, marital ties, and then there is a convergence of, say, linguistic convergence in the area, because non-Shunnam speakers are also coming in the village and mixing with the population. So now we are having a mixed group of speakers who speak more than one variety, Shunnam plus Hindi plus any other variety of spoken in Deccan or region. So this is about language usage. Mostly in home domain, still Shunnam is used in Shunnam village, and with children also substantially they use more of the language. But then there is very interesting phenomena, like although language is used, and language used is very entirely different from Kinnauri language, but then the songs and the rituals and the language of that they use while they worship the local deities, they are in Kinnauri. So there you can say cultural, what do you say, cultural songs and worships, that the prayers that they practice, they all are in Kinnauri. These are not in Shunnam language. So this is something that is like I'm going to explore this based on the historical evidence. Is there any convergence or divergence? So this is something I look upon for my future research. So talking about the language development, it has no script and it has no role in the education system also, and government support is there like in terms of economic and social reservations, but then linguistically for the language there is still no support. And this is something about talking about this is about the vitality. So although the UNESCO parameters have a problem, like when we use that while describing the small languages with population less than 10,000, still I've used that parameters, and I can talk about strengths and weaknesses based on those parameters. So intergeneration transmission is still taking place in Kinnaur, and out of total population of the Shunam village, 60% use the Shunam language, and it is still the most dominant language. Except for songs and rituals and ceremonies, the language is used in all other domains. Thank you.